Good morning, boys and girls. So today we're going to start reading a story called Wild Weather. Wild Weather by Thomas Kingsley Troop and illustrated by Jamie Kristoff. So they did say illustrated. Remember, illustrations, they are drawn with a pencil by hand. They are not photographs. They are not real pictures that are taken with a camera. So the author is going to be giving us facts. That means things that are true, information on things that are true, but the author's also going to be telling us a story. So let's look out for maps and pictures, diagrams, illustrations, everything that we could see. Good readers, we always use the pictures. We're going to use them like a detective to understand that what it is that the author is informing us about. So one sunny day, high up along a mountain trail, a hiker sat and folded an origami bird. An origami bird, boys and girls, it's just going to be uh, a paper folding activity. So she folded a bird made out of paper. And it was so sunny, but it was also so windy that the origami bird flew away when suddenly it saw a duck. The duck was flying high up in the air, and the duck says, "Hi, my name is Shuck. Shuck the duck." And the origami bird says, "My name is Sunny, just like the bright yellow sun in the sky." So Sunny and Shuck start talking, and Shuck says he's looking for his friend Natasha. His friend has gone missing because they were trying to fly away from here. And Sunny does not understand. Why do you want to leave the mountains? Well, duck, the duck says. Hmm, most birds fly south before winter. Why do they fly south for winter? Well, because this wind is making it tough to fly. It's just getting too hard for Shuck the duck to be able to fly. And Sunny is wondering, well, where does all the wind come from? So Shuck explains to Sunny that it is because the earth spins, that the movement of air comes from all directions, boys and girls. Because the earth spins just like a basketball. So it's getting way too windy now at this time, and Chuck the duck thinks it's best that they move away and that they go to somewhere else where it is not too windy for them. But then it starts to rain. A drop of water struck Sunny's wing. It's not a good idea if paper gets wet. So Sunny gets underneath Chuck the duck and they fly away to get away from the rain. Sunny doesn't know much about the water. So Shuck the Duck explains that it's pretty simple. It's a water cycle. So a water cycle means that water falls from the clouds, it falls down onto the land, and then it evaporates and it goes back up into the sky. Why? Because the sun heats up the water on the ground and it keeps the water cycle going. But yeah, this is not rain. Look at what's falling from the sky. Look at the pictures, boys and girls. These are tiny droplets, but they are pellets, not of rain. This is what you would call hail. And you see Sunny? Yeah, Sunny looks kind of worried, right? Because, yeah, hail can be dangerous. Sometimes the storm clouds, they form water droplets. Those water droplets in the highest parts of the clouds, they bounce around and they freeze. So they turn into ice pellets, into tiny little balls, and they start falling from the sky because the clouds just cannot hold them. It just they get full and full and full of these pellets that they have to fall down. So Chuck And Sunny decides that it's best to get away and go into the woods for safety. But isn't there any way that that we can know when the weather will get wild, says Sunny. Well, yes, says Chuck. Yes, there is a weather for us to predict the weather. That means for us to make a good guess of how it is that the weather will be tomorrow or at a later time because we use tools. That's exactly what meteorologists do. Meteorologists, they use weather tools. So you see Chuck is showing Sunny that they use computers, satellites, radars, an anemometer. Yeah, all these are tools, boys and girls, to measure the wind, to see how much rain is falling. They have so many tools that they use. And these instruments, they are used to measure many things. Remember, just like you, we need our tools for math. We need our tools for reading. For writing, you need a pencil. Well, meteorologists, they also need tools so that they can predict the weather, making good guesses. All of a sudden, we can see that it's not raining. I do not see hail, but I do see snowflakes. So Sunny is wondering, hey, what's the deal with this snow? And Chuck says, well, this is different from the hail because what happens is that the ice crystals, they cling to each other. That means that these tiny crystals, they hang on to each other. They hang on to each other until they form snowflakes. Well, it doesn't sound so bad, right? It is really nice for us to have snowflakes falling from the sky. But what happens? Well, they do start piling up, boys and girls. They pile up, the water freezes, and that also makes it tough for birds to find food. So, Chuck is saying that when it's too windy, it's tough for them to fly. And also, when there is too much snow covering the ground, it also makes it tough for them to find food. So I'm not flying south without Natasha, says Chuck. Chuck needs to find Natasha to go to the south. And Sunny wonders, well, how's the weather in the down south, where it's warm? Well, it does get much warmer. Look at the thermometer. The thermometer is red, and that tells you that it's hot, just like Laredo. So they fly away. They can't seem to find Natasha. Oh my gosh, what happened to those trees? A tornado came through here, Shuck says. But what's a tornado? Remember, a tornado is going to be like a funnel, sort of like an ice cream cone, and it spins and it spins and it spins. It is made out of wind at strong, strong, strong winds and very fast winds that they can take anything they touch on the ground. Oh my gosh, but what happened here? Now Sunny and Chuck have found that there is a hurricane. There was also a hurricane. What's a hurricane, Ms. Vasquez? Well, a hurricane is not going to be a funnel over land. A hurricane actually happens over the ocean, over the water. And just like a tornado, it spins and it damages. That means it could take people's houses, it could take people's cars, anything it touches. So it's very dangerous, just like a tornado. So you see how wild the weather is? It changes and changes and changes. But luckily, we have tools so that we can predict the weather and plan and stay safe. So we're going to go ahead and just review the types of weathers that we had. So we said that at the beginning it was sunny, then it was windy, then it started raining. Then hail started falling from the sky. And then that's when Chuck the Duck talks about how we have tools to predict the weather. However, we also talked about snow, how snowflakes form, how hot the weather can be, and how we can also find tornadoes over land and hurricanes over water. So these are all the types of weathers that the author is informing you about. They're telling us the weather can be wild. However, at the end, it seems that Duck, well, Chuck the Duck and Sunny do find Natasha after going through all this wild weather together. So I hope you enjoyed this short story. We're going to continue working with it this week. And thank you so much.